Surefire also has an edged weapons division. There's several models of our different knives. They're all designed and manufactured by Surefire. Our knife designer is a gentleman named Steve Ryan. He was a custom designer before he came on board with Surefire. So these are all hard use production versions of some of his custom designs. I've got several of the models that we offer up here for you guys to take a look at. We've also got some models, you know, that are sort of designed for L.E.Os, and you can use that as a flex cuff cutter or a wire cutter if you need to. Probably a good idea to kind of leave that in the sheath though if you're cutting off flex cuffs. You know, you don't want to grab your blade and have somebody start losing their mind when you're going after their wrists with that. So something to keep in mind. Talking about weapon lights, X400, some of you guys may have seen that around. It's basically the same as our X300 model from the white light output, but we've added a 5 milliwatt laser in 135 nanometer range. That's going to appear several times brighter than some of the competitors because of the way of that wavelength is more visible to the eye. And it has a system select switch here that can be set off to one side or another to be completely disabled in case you're in a situation where you want total light discipline, and then you can select the laser only, a light laser combo, or just the white light depending on what your needs are. That can be mounted up either on your pistol, just like I showed you, and incorporate the DG switch so you can have that one-handed activation, or you can mount that on a rifle weapon system if you want. Again, L.E.D, shock isolated, over 170 lumens of output, suitable for either operation. Helmet lights. These things we are just selling like hotcakes in the sandbox. It's a great little navigation tool. This particular model has both white and blue LEDs that you can use for low output navigation. Just mounts right on your helmet, and it's also got an infrared identify friend foe strobe for if you're using night vision. You can just clip that on and turn that on, and everybody in your team is going to have that IFF going when you're doing night ops. We also have a suppressor division. Surefire took a look at the suppressors that were out there. The director of our suppressor division is a gentleman named Barry Duke. He had some ideas for what he thought he could do to kind of take suppressor technology to another level. And what he focused on was building a suppressor that was as durable and quiet as everybody else's, but he focused on the attachment system with his goal being accuracy and consistency. As you guys know, consistency leads to accuracy. If your weapon system does everything the same way every time, you guys do something the same way every time, then your bullets are going to hit the same place every time. So we offer suppressors in 5.56, 308, 338, 6.8. We have suppressors for machine guns, and they all use a similar attachment system. We started with the attachment system here on the weapon system. This is a semi-permanent attachment system. And what that means is it can be taken on and off, but it's designed to be put on and left on. This particular model is a flash hider / compensator. You'll see it has no ports on the bottom. So you just thread this on your barrel. They include a set of shim washers and a water-soluble locking compound called Rockset. You don't use a heat-soluble compound like black Loctite because these things get hot. You thread it up, figure out what shim washers you need to put in place, put those on your gun, clean the threads inside your adapter on the barrel, apply a thin coating of Rockset, torque it in place with an armorer's wrench, and let it set up for a period of 24 hours. Then you've got a nice solid platform to start with. If you want to take this off, you got to soak it muzzle down in a little bucket of water for at least 24 hours, then get a good clamp on this thing on your barrel. Get in a non-marring vise with some barrel jaws, put your armorer's wrench on there. You might even need a breaker bar, and you'll be able to get it off. These things are really, when they're on there, they're on there. Key critical dimensions on the outside of the adapter made up to key critical spots on the inside of the suppressor. So once I've got this adapter mounted, when I want to put this can on, all I've got to do is take the can in my hand, rotate the collar, locking collar all the way counterclockwise till I feel it come up against that stop. I just drop it on over the muzzle, feel it slide into place, crank it, give it a twist, twist, tug, and I am good to go. That suppressor is going to shoot the same way every time that I do that because of those dimensions, because it's locking up the same way every time. You can't do that with a twist-on suppressor because we're not going to get that torqued in place the same way every time. This particular rifle shifts less than half a minute with the suppressor on and off. In my practical experience working for Surefire for almost 3 years, when the adapters are properly mounted onto the barrel, and that means that the threads are cut concentric with the bore, then the point of aim, point of impact shift that I have seen has always been less than 1 minute of angle. You want to take it off, you get done shooting, I just pull up on this locking counter, rotate it, and boom, take it off, good to go. This is the 212 suppressor designed for 5.56. Same situation, just mounts right up on these little 5.56 guns, rotate it, drop it in place, tighten it up, boom, boom, good to go. I can go shooting, I'm done. Just loosen it up, take it off. This is one of our latest models. It's the mini can. You can see it's about 3/4 of an inch shorter and 2 ounces lighter than the 212, but the performance and sound reduction is negligible. In other words, you would have to have these two suppressors mounted on identical guns, shooting them side by side to notice any difference in sound reduction. So in my personal opinion, this is the way to go. It's just that much lighter, just as quiet, ready to rock and roll. Again, just rotate it, drop it in place, lock it down, twist, twist, tug, and you're good to go shooting. And in addition to our Edge weapons division, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, our nice Surefire hard use pens are designed by Steve Ryan. That's a machined aluminum housing. You know, we don't market this as a pain compliance device or a tent stake or anything else, but it's hard enough to use it that way if the need should dictate. Uses a Schmidt refill cartridge, which I believe is a very good quality cartridge, so it is actually a nice writing implement. You can see it's not tactical in its appearance, so you can carry this around and go about your day and write your checks, you know, sign your paperwork with that, and still have a good quality hard use pen if you need to use it for something else, if the need should dictate. And then another thing that Surefire does, I believe all of you guys should have gotten a pair of these EP3s. We have an Ear Pro division that does both hearing protection and some comm gear. This particular product right here is one of our most popular. It's our EP3 hearing protection, molded out of a medical grade of silicone rubber, and it's shaped to fit your ear comfortably. You just have these little filters inside. It's a passive filter called a Hawks filter. And basically what it does is sound waves that are over 80 decibels are a certain height. The hole inside won't pass those sounds. It bounces them back on themselves and they cancel each other out. So when using these hearing protection, you can work it on the range and you can still hear sounds that are below 80 dB. In other words, range commands and what's going on around you, without having to sacrifice the protection for those sounds that may be harmful to your hearing. You just grab it like so, tuck it into your ear, fit this little hook up over this part of your ear right here, and you're good to go. They're comfortable enough to leave in all day long, and I can still hear what's going on around me. We also have comm kits that include push-to-talk microphones that can be used with most standard radios, and we do have some comm gear for military radios as well. So I know that's a lot of information to take in, but we got a lot of things going on. If you guys want to come up and see any of the gear, ask any questions, you know, be happy to talk about any of that product with you, get your card. If I'm not the guy that can help you with what you need, I can make sure that I get you to the guy that can. So thanks for the time, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.